New York, November 2004. 28-year-old Ava Vidal is a rising star in British comedy. She is on her way to perform her first New York gig.
I won't be surprised when Ava has her own show on television and is making £100,000 a week and fighting off Hollywood.
We have a special guest from the UK, Miss Ava Vidal, everybody. Ava.
Hello everyone, how are you?
She's just got such a great stage presence. Obviously she's tall, she's black, she's got hair, she's got legs, and as soon as she opens her mouth, she can capture you.
I went down to Harlem today and the Nation of Islam tried to recruit me. And no, they nearly got me, and he just spoilt it with his line. He turned around and goes, yeah, we got to fight because white people went to Africa and they stole everything of value like diamonds and gold. So I thought, you see, this man's out of touch with modern culture. Because if you watch hip-hop videos, you'd see that we got most of it back.
But just 3 years ago, Ava's journey to work was a lonely slog up the Caledonian Road to London's Pentonville prison, where she would keep inmates under lock and key.
Before I started doing comedy, I used to work in the prison service, and people go, how come you went from prison officer to comedian? Because, you know, prisons, comedy clubs, not similar places. Oh, I'm looking around here tonight, I'm not so sure. Because they're both full of people who, had they not consumed so much alcohol, probably wouldn't be there in the first place.
Ava's journey from prison officer to stand-up comedian has been a roller coaster ride from misery
Some days I didn't eat at all.
to making it.
I have an agent, which is excellent.
This is her story.
Evening, everyone. You okay?
Ava was born in South London in 1976 into a diplomat's family.
When I was 5, my dad was working for the Foreign Office, so we got posted to Syria. And we lived in Damascus for 3 years, and I came back here to go to boarding school.
She didn't just go to one boarding school, but several. Ava was not a model pupil. She started off in Sussex,
Unfortunately, they asked me to leave.
and then she went to school in Staffordshire,
I had 2 years there,
and then Shropshire,
and unfortunately, they asked me to leave.
and then Buckinghamshire.
And they asked me to leave, and then after that I was just tired, and I just thought there's no point finding another boarding school. So I came to London and went to Islington Sixth Form Centre.
Although her teenage rebel years had led to expulsion from several schools, she still managed to get 7 GCSEs. But her ambitions at college came to a swift end when she got pregnant. At 18, she was a single mum, living alone and utterly broke.
I just look for jobs in the newspaper, really, or see it in shop windows and stuff like that. I just had mundane jobs, cashier job, ticket agent job, and that was it, really. That's all I did. It'd always be like £4 an hour jobs or something, just rubbish. When I was first had Shaquille, that was extreme poverty. That was like corned beef and rice, like making that last like 3 days. That was like some days you don't eat. Some days I didn't eat at all.
After 3 years of poorly paid jobs, Ava decided to follow in her mother's footsteps and become a prison officer.
It was the highest paid job, apart from the police, which I'd never go there, that you could get sort of with no qualifications, to be quite honest. It pays you in the start what you would get joining the civil service or any other job when you come out and you get a degree. Your starting salary normally is about 17 grand, 18 grand, that's what it was.
She got the job, and her life seemed finally sorted. She was getting paid £300 a week, had nursery care for her daughter and a pension.
You can see all the cells, the inmate cells. You can see they've got their lights on, some of them. Some of them are in. Well, where else would they be? You know what I mean? I remember the first day that we went on to one of the wings that held 360 inmates, and there's just all these men leering and just shouting stuff down to you, shouting comments, trying to get attention from you. And I just thought, oh my God. I was just looking up there, going, oh my God. As soon as you got through the main gate and into the actual prison itself, you could smell it. It was just... The worst time was when I worked on the detox wing, because people coming off drugs smell extra weird. And it was just, and obviously they weren't too bothered about personal hygiene when they're in that situation. They just were kind of worried about getting their methadone, so it was extra stinky, it was horrible.
Being a prison officer was not what she expected, but as she now had a second child, Ava stuck at it.
This gate holds lots of memories, because this is where I used to stand and cry before I used to go into work sometimes. I used to sort of stand here and try and get my head together before I went in, because it was just such a depressing prospect.
After nearly 4 years, Ava couldn't bear it another day.
I think by that stage I was just getting really ill with stress. I sort of just didn't want to be there, and I was really, really unhappy, and it just one day, I don't know if I had the panic attack, what it was I had, but that was it. I just thought, I can't take it anymore.
Ava finally left the prison service, even though she didn't have another job to go to. Her life had taken a sharp downward turn.
My lowest point was when I just had, for one reason or another, I just lost contact with my family. And I'd split up with my partner, and I had nobody. And everything that I thought I could rely on and thought was there for life was just sort of dragged from underneath me, and I had nobody. And I had to cope on my own.
She didn't come out of her house for months. She wouldn't socialise. I mean, I would get to see her because we could sit down on a one-on-one basis, but just, she wasn't happy-go-lucky like she is. She was really depressed, really, really seriously depressed.
I just didn't have the money to go out or to have holidays anymore. Like, we'd go away a lot, constantly like buying clothes and stuff. I just couldn't, all that had to stop. And it was just basically about kids' clothes, nursery fees, and getting them fed and stuff like that.
After 3 months at home, Ava decided to go back to full-time education to do a law degree as a mature student. But with only GCSEs, the university set her a test she had to pass before she could get onto the course. She soon found she was running from pillar to post trying to fit everything in.
I'd have to leave the lecture maybe a quarter of an hour early, probably get my daughter first, she was on the way, and then we'd have to run, and I just remember her little legs, and I'd go, I'm tired. But I had to run to the nursery before I got fined for being late to get my son.
She worked out that it would be almost 5 more years of struggling before she could earn a decent salary as a lawyer.
I just thought, I'm not doing that. I'm going to have to find something else. The only job that I'm going to get that's going to pay me the amount of money that I want to live the lifestyle I want is entertainment. That is the only, you see all these magazines and papers and you'd be hearing this person got this fee. I thought, that's what I want to do.